Ba-bum, bum, bum, ba-da, bum, bum, ba-da, ba-bum, bum. Let's just see. Here we go. Live streaming. All right. You all let me know when we're on. That would be great. Hello. Okay. Let's just see. Hello, hello. Greetings. Christopher Dahl, live streaming straight from the Woods and River Coffee Shop. Thank you very much for joining tonight. I hope this is coming through loud and clear. And I want to thank Marcy and Aaron, the owners of Woods and River Coffee, for letting me come down and hang out with Stephanie, who's back in the kitchen right now making scones, which is great. Hello, who do we have here? We got Wes. Hey, greetings, Wes. Thanks for dropping in on my impromptu test live stream and the time lapse sketchbook. Awesome. Welcome aboard. Hey, this is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't have any of my music running. In fact, I packed up all of my gear today to come down here and I forgot my external hard drive that had all of my sound effects and video and everything. So it's it's just going to be kind of a sit back and chat live stream because I haven't done this in so long. So hello everybody and welcome in here in this fine little place here. Let me see let me see if I can give you a little tour of the environment. What happens when I do this? So I'm sitting in the coffee shop here, and back over here is Stephanie. Stephanie, throw some flour. No, wait. Okay, don't throw flour. That's okay. And we got this lovely view of Oil City at dusk. We're getting close to the end of the night here. There we go. It's a lovely coffee shop, and it's right T-bone here. Sorry about all the lights. I just turned lights on to have lights, and actually I had my artwork in this shop a while ago, and it was really great. It was really cool. So in fact, yeah, there's some artwork behind me here. There we go. I think that one's a common one for the shop here, but yeah, cool place. I maybe coming down here more often for the live stream. Actually, we are in the process of oh gosh, hey Gold Dragon, how you doing? Yeah, this is a cozy shop, and yeah, good coffee here too. I gotta tell you, they do good food, good coffee, good scones, and good muffins. Fantastic. If you're in the Oil City area, this is the place you wanna drop in for sure. But anyway, the internet at our house it has been a little bit of a problem, and not a technical problem. So I don't need technical assistance. It's more of well, it's technical in the sense of they don't give you internet when you don't pay them. So we're shuffling up how we get internet at our house. I should do a live painting there. Wes, there we go. That's exactly what I'm kind of thinking is go portable for a bit, right? So I have my one camera here. I certainly can bring the second camera. Um, in fact, I my case is over there on the there we go. That's my Pelican case. I originally set up across the way, but this is just working better. Plus, I'm doing okay with the microphone. I hope it's coming through okay. I had a bagel this morning from a shop. I swear they had half a block of cream cheese on it. It's the best bagel, Gold Dragon. Seriously. Just too much? Yeah. I've had those too. My one of my favorite things is dropping in New Jersey, Manhattan, and finding good bagels. They do good bagels here. I can tell you right now. Uh, yeah, but this is pretty neat. So the coffee shop we have some availability. Stephanie comes down here and does baking for them, and it's always after hours. So with an empty shop, it seems to be holding up just fine, which is great. Um, Audio's good. Thank you. Very cool. I mean, really, the only other thing I need is the painting and material. So I think I'm going to do this. I may change the days up to coincide with Stephanie's shift. So for all of those, all those of you out there who are hoping for me to get into a regular schedule, got some bad news. I feel like I just need to embrace the fact that right now that my life is a little chaotic, and things are going to come up as they come up. That's okay. Anyhow, um, Thank you for joining for this nice little setup. We are still alive. We are doing okay. We are getting by. I'm pulling some pieces together. The headset makes you look like a helicopter reporter. Here we go. We're coming down I-5 here right now. We got a little backup here out to the Coal Creek Parkway on the I-405 interchange there. Yep, exactly. Helicopter report. I know. It's so goofy. I've considered bringing my other microphone, but that needs the arm and the audio interface and all of that. It's who knows? Maybe I'll get my setup going. You still stream more than space. Hey, that was, you know, if only for the ghosts. Yes. Space Force. Hey, Orbital, how about you doing? You know, I'm going to be stealing from Spacetron because we've launched our second channel, the cat channel, the Dollhouse Katina channel, and oh yeah, I am very much going to be doing some cat streams. The time lapse sketchbook. I'm from the UK. All these live card cheese is very American and weird, right? Oh my gosh. Could you could you imagine the car chase going through London? I mean, come on, not a chance. Salute Manifest Destiny, Planet 10. Power. Yes, I as Stephanie's been telling me, I need to think outside the box for this and have some fun. So we're gonna do all of that. The basement studio is fantastic. It's coming together very well. I'm a little bugged that it's not. Um, yeah. All right. Orbital Hub is randomly throwing stuff into the chat. That's pretty funny. Yeah. So anyway, we there's also in town. We have a new bookstore, The Raven's End, being opened by Christopher Osborne, one of the other new residents of the city. And I'm hoping that very soon I will be able to make a similar live stream from there because he's got good setup. He's got a good internet setup in his shop. Cool bookstore. I absolutely can't wait to go in there and do some stuff from there. I've talked to him already about it. I think we can make that happen. Um, Lunar Space Force Academy, yes. You know, I do. It'll be curious to see if the Space Force continues to be a thing. Where's their training going to take place, right? Give that 40 years. Basic training will be on the moon. That would be hilarious. Well, 30 push-ups, you got it, Sergeant. Do you want them 30 foot or yes? Anyhow, so we're live streaming. So I've got a couple of commissions I've been wrapping up that it took way too long on, and I'm very happy to report that one of them is finished. I'll be sharing that one this week on my Patreon, and very soon I'll have it out for everybody else. My Patreon, like everything else, I'm adding to it as I can, but there's a couple of really cool projects that I've already posted this week for the honor of the United States in space. So the Patreon, I'm going to be sharing some of the projects as they come up more often than you've seen because I'm pulling together some really cool stuff, and that just seems to be the cool place to do it. So, hey, Ginger's here. How you doing? Hello, Ginger. Thank you so much. We are hanging space art as you speak. Oh, what was that? Oh, yes, Stephanie is back by thank you for the cat treats. They loved the cat treats. The salmon treats, awesome. That was very cool. Yeah, hey, very cool about the newish apartment. That's very, very cool. But yeah. So anyway, so I've got a book cover. It's very cool. This is for J. Fitzpatrick Malden, his third book, closing out his series that I worked on the other two covers. They're very, very cool. Not because I did them, but they're cool stories. I'm very excited to share them. And yeah, there we go. Good times. So yeah. Anyhow, yeah. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba, da, 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 da. Chat messages in the last year. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. Very cool. All right, just checking some things out. Part of this tonight is to test the setup, test the stream. Yeah. Salmon treats are our crowd favorites. We Ginger, we ended up adopting out our latest cat. I think I've shared some photos of Pot Roast. He turned out to be the most amazing cat. We've rescued a lot of cats, but so we've had a chance to sort of see personalities develop, and we just kind of got him at the right time, and just digs humans, digs other cats. The other cats loved him. They're bummed that he's gone, but he went to a really cool house, so that was very fun. All right, Orbital Hub. Uh, you're just throwing stuff out here, so I'm beginning to think maybe you're acting like a bot. So I'm gonna give you the chance to prove me wrong. Sorry. But anyhow, you could draw in a lot of people to that cafe with a live space painting contest. You know, Wes, honestly, there've been requests for that sort of thing, and I've thought about doing it. I agree though. I think Wes it'll be good. Okay. We will be, hey, thanks for dropping in, Orbital Hub. That's very cool. We are going to do that. Boom. All right, there we go. Ba-da-boo. Right. So anyhow, this is going to be a fun test. I'm going to check this out. I know the lighting. I might bring my light with me just to have the option, one of my lights. But otherwise, there's plenty of light here. I just don't have the color dialed in, so it's making me look orange. There we go. Um, yeah. So we're this if this works out, I'll be doing a couple of them. Yes. What was I saying? Raul do yeah. So Smastron, I loved his goat streams. I think we're gonna have to kind of take that with the cats. And I'm I keep threatening to do that. We got some material that we need to share. Hey, it's clean up on an aisle annoying. Yeah, I figure I'll give the bots a chance, but here's the hard part. I don't think I've ever gotten quite enough of a following to when you see a name, it almost looks familiar. So I want to make sure I'm not stomping on a human here, but I don't think I am in this case. I think that was pretty much one of the yes, clean up on aisle annoying. Yes. Not afraid to do that. So anyway, the fun part about having the studio at home set up, and I haven't shared enough of this, is that I'm actually now able to tackle some projects. And just the models alone, I think from the stream that we had, that part's been fun. Kicking in the project output is going to be a very important part. And yeah, I think actually hanging out in a shop like this, doing the live stream from here would be great. I had an opportunity to do some live streams in person, but they were during events that were going to have a lot of people around them and music and stuff. And I just, having never been to the event yet, I didn't really know what I was getting into. I think I would rather do this in a more controlled environment. It's already kind of a lot of mental overload to do the painting and the live stream and everything else, much less doing it live. So I've been avoiding it. Yeah, bots are really ruining everything. It's terrible on Instagram. Oh, they really are. You know, I feel like because I haven't quite reached a threshold of massive audience, I don't get a lot of them. I haven't had to wield the banhammer too much, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is cozy. We can make this work. Also, they have an Airbnb, so it's being used tonight. But in the event that I needed to come down to do some stuff, I might pull that off as well. Um, in addition to live streaming from the house, which we will have the ability to do that. I'm just changing up the how part of it. So yeah, you need a tech helper to pull it off, but yeah, it would be cool, right? Exactly. I think eventually it would be really great to be able to have a staff of people if we get these things off the ground pretty well. So yeah, I'm not opposed to building a team. Go team doll. Yes. Here, let me move that back down just a little bit. There we go. Um, yeah, so we're so just thought I would drop in, test out the gear, do a quick little update, let you all know that I'm still alive and kicking. Uh, that is still a thing. It, there are a lot of projects going on. I just haven't. I'm terrible about sharing it. And I feel bad about that. So in my little improving things, will be kicking some more stuff out there. Plus, it's social media, Instagram and Facebook. I'm growing less and less interested in participating in that. But I do like having the ability to have some contact across multiple platforms, at least for the time being. But yeah, we got a couple of paintings finished and released last week too. I did wrap up the round painting we did in the live stream a few months back, the Pillars of Creation, and I still have my notes of returning to that and doing the Pillars of Destruction and making it Godzilla shape. So I'm definitely going to go in and do that. That's that. I ran into that note the other day as I was rearranging stuff, and I thought, okay, that's a definite for sure. But yeah, so, also, Andrew and I have started getting the ball rolling on the Forgotten Futures podcast. We recorded one, and the minute we went, or the week we were going to record podcast episode number 2 is when I had my internet issues. So he's been patient, and I think that I'll be able to kick that off in high gear. I think that's going to be a good thing in general. But yeah, website is still operating. The store is still going on there. I'm trying to get more pieces up there. The sound that sounds like a great print. Yeah. Oh, that would be a good print. There's a few things I wouldn't mind doing a print run again. I don't have my printer anymore. Some of you that have been, I think, Casey, Will, you've been here for a bit. When I had my printer, I have access to one through our local makerspace in town, in the city. Is turning out to be quite an operation. Seriously, they're getting some good, not just printers for art prints. They have an Epson very similar to the one that I had, probably better actually. And the gentleman that runs that part of the makerspace has spent his life working in the print industry and understands all of the problems that I was facing as a printer. Really cool guy. He also runs the 3D printer part of it. So, in fact, one of my commissions that I'm working on is a sort of architectural rendering, sort of style of the makerspace that's coming together. I will be sharing that not only on Patreon but also with everyone on Discord, because that's going to be fun. There's a how should I say this? Since we've been to this town in the area, a fascinating group of people have been descending and gathering with a lot of creative skills. And I dare say I think there's going to be some cool things coming out of this neck of the woods. Oh, but Wes, thank you very much for the telescope advice, by the way. I didn't want you to think I was being defensive. Oh my gosh, my telescope story. Oh my gosh. For those of you that haven't been following along, I have finally uncrated the telescopes from before the move. I sold an older big tube telescope, the Dobsonian, a 10-inch by Orion. Loved the telescope, but it was always it's the kind where you'd have to like manually move it around, and you're always kind of looking at stuff. There was no go-to computerized nothing. And that's basically the level of equipment I've had at my disposal that I've owned really since I've been doing any of this. I've had no computerized nothing got computerized, and I love that that's still a word. I had yeah, I had no tracking mount is what I didn't have. I'm just excited you're getting back into it. Oh, thank you. It's funny because I knew the setup I was getting was going to have limitations but for the price that I was going for, it works well. Never really had a go-to mount in my possession at my disposal. The C8 that I got for the telescope that I got for it was the closest I could get to my 10-inch Dobsonian, and again, visual. I mean, yeah, kind of going for visual here. It's a really weird thing. Not many people focus on that, but I feel like the astrophotography technology is extending out into the technology of the cameras, this size camera. And I feel like we're at the verge where live visual astronomy is going to be not just viable, but really fun. The getting the image from a telescope to the camera live is there's I mean I know Wes is probably making your brain go crazy, but because you could do it for planets and the moon kind of and to a certain degree stars, but getting into any dark objects, I don't think it's quite. We're probably about 5 to 10 years away from those cameras being available, and obviously there's dedicated viewing cameras that I will eventually be able to work into the mix. Just something I can drop into the back of the telescope and go for it. Some of that stuff is really exciting. Couldn't afford it, but we're getting there. Attaching the microcomputers to the system so it's auto processing on the fly. I did price some of those out, and our pal at um, uh, Soren from our telescope place that which my brain. Sorry, Soren. My God, my brain is going nuts. Yes. Anyway, there were some options I considered. You should look at one of the various EAA live stacking things available. Exactly. I just having kind of got back into it. I haven't touched it in about a year, but you're right. The live stacking stuff. Oh, that is eventually I want to get there, Wes. I would love, and in fact, as we look down the road at our house, aside from like putting in a nice backyard patio that will support the telescope, so it's not just on the lawn. The lawn's fine. I'd like to do a structure where I can keep the telescopes set up, basically, like a mini observatory. We just haven't figured out where that's going to be yet. Plus, we get bears in our backyard for crying out loud. We get freaking bears. Bears and skunks and the hedgehogs. Yes, we got the great hedgehog, the great dangerous hedgehog population. No, I haven't taken it outside enough. I really need to. The last 3 times I put that telescope up in the backyard, by the time I got everything assembled and everything lined up, the sky went humid. I think I should just give up on trying to do any kind of telescope astronomy work in August. Hey, Iridium's here. How you doing, Iridium? Wait, Cedar Point, right? Oh my God, you get to go play on the roller coasters. Good to see you. Thanks for joining here. A friend of mine recently released a cool new product in that market. Ooh, cool. Hey, feel free to drop the link into Discord, Wes. I'd be curious because that's kind of where I want to go, right? How cool would it be to? I mean, you're never going to get around bad weather unless we all move to Santa Fe, which I'm tempted to do because my pal Andrew lives there. We might have to go there and just check it out. Um, yeah, so I think. Sorry, just scratching. I I I think for the astronomy thing, like long term, I want to get into some live viewing. Go live when it's clear. Hopefully, people will catch it. Wes says we have brazen coyotes that just come right down my driveway. No bears yet, thankfully. Oh man, yeah, we used to get them. Yeah, we lost a cat to a coyote. Not too far from the backyard either. Anyway, for those of you just joining, welcome. We're coming to you live from Woods and River Coffee down here in the great town of Oil City, Pennsylvania. Having a good time. Stephanie's back here. How are things going back there, Stephanie? Oh, mixer's going. She can't hear me. Okay. So we're hanging out. We're hanging out while she bakes, and I just blabber at you online. I did actually. Sorry, Marcy and Aaron. I did actually make myself an espresso, and it was very good. Yikes! But yeah, I so many skunks. Holy smoke! Can we talk about skunks for a minute? We used to get skunks in Michigan, obviously. Obviously, it's a Midwest, Upper Midwest thing. We get them occasionally. They don't have to be, like, destroyed or they just have to panic within, like, 100 yards of you or 200 yards of your house. You'll know it. We've had them. We've had I swear, like, every night in July, some skunk nearby got pissed off at some other animal, and we got the benefit of it. Oh my word, it's crazy. They're not shy about it either. So we're kind of in that we're not in the wilderness because we have a road that goes right by our house, but it's close enough to where we have bears. That's fun. But yeah, our backyard is so we're actually just outside of town. So the we don't have the city lights of Oil City and Franklin. There are so few lights around here that I honestly have seen the Milky Way bare eye, no telescope. You can make out the Milky Way on a clear night when there's no moon. Just really like I could in northern Michigan. It's almost as dark as my in-laws' property in northern Michigan, that's pretty dark. So in terms of having landed someplace that's good for astronomy, backyard astronomy, fantastic. The weather, you're going to get really humid in the summer, and in the winter, it's bitter, bitter cold. Um, so yeah, we're openly defying the odds here. I'm more concerned about ambient weather. Like I feel like I could probably make the equipment work as I add pieces to go, but making it usable. Uh, so even if you do a structure like an observatory, the temperature variants you still have to have it still has to be whatever the outside temperature is, otherwise your telescopes will get messed up and, dew and all of that. So I think ultimately the dome is the way to go. And maybe by then I'll be able to build our own. I'm not opposed to figuring out how to make my own observatory dome. I'm not going to buy a blow molded piece of garbage, but I might do something cool. We do have a pretty good sized shop, so and I'm not afraid of that. But thank you again, Iridium. We did get your package. It's in the shop back at home. I appreciate it. That is going to help out a ton. I've managed to gather most of my gear to make it portable for the live stream, so this might be the way to go. Anyhow, yeah, we just wanted to do a quick short live stream. Say hi to everybody. Test out. Sorry, excuse me. Burping. Oh, it's terrible. Um, Wanted to sort of test out the portability of it. Seems to be working out great. So I'll try to adjust the schedule. We might not be coming back on Fridays because, as you can imagine, on Friday afternoons there's more people in this shop. But we're still going to do space art, and I'm not giving up on any of that. Hopefully, it will see. Hopefully, it will probably help. If that's what you're trying to say, it definitely will. But yeah, thank you all for your patience. Hopefully, it'll clean up the signals. Yes, thank you. I'm hopeful as well. The biggest change that I've made that seems to have cleared a lot of it up are regards to power consumption. I had too many things plugged into the wrong USB hub, and that was one thing that was causing a lot of issues. The second, which was just dumb. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I am peaking a little too much on my microphone. Sorry about that. The second thing was just plain dumb. I'd filled my hard drive, and I didn't realize I'd filled my hard drive. I've been shooting video and just putting it on here and working on video, and as you edit video, it creates more video. It fills up your hard drive in no time. So I might have I am prone to novice errors, and it's embarrassing considering the field that I was actually in for so long. It gets really annoying, I'll be honest with you. But I get so excited and working through to get some of the project done. I'm losing touch with the technology like an old person. Oh, it's so frustrating. That will do it. Yeah. I was a little embarrassed, Iridium. I'm like, God, what the heck is going on? All right, I'll check the hard drive. Oh, it was pegged. It was pegged. Oh my gosh. I no lie, I cleared off 256 gigabytes of raw video and just moved it to the gigantic external hard drive that I have sitting on the desk that is for the video. So yeah, Windows should warn you when your drive fills up. I think Clippy shows up. Well, with most of my devices, including this laptop, I turn off like so many notifications. Like I don't even want to be bothered. I try to get my machine set up so that it will perform the way it goes. This is my little I don't want to be annoyed with it, right? So I'm certain that there's probably if I look here, yeah, all the little messages that Windows throws you, the notifications. I I come in every couple of months and clear them all, blanket clear them. But it's like it's just says no notification. This machine's probably been yelling at me like, "Hey, your hard drive's full. Hey, fucker, your hard drive's full, motherfucker. Hey, hard drive's full. We're hurting down here. All right, we're gonna fuck with your audio. All right, that'll teach you. Now you're annoyed, aren't you? Yep, you're really annoyed. Okay, yep. Fix your hard drive problem. Yeah, so that's me. Yeah, that's my laptop yelling at me. Is that was? Oh my gosh. I'm just trying to do space art, build cool models. Jeez. I will say this. The new studio setup is really great for taking one of my paintings, setting it up, and then just putting little things in front of it and getting some cool shit. It's pretty fun. I will share I'll share a bit in Discord with that. Let me do that right now. Hold on a second. Dum da dum 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 da da in community chat. Yes, back here. Let me find all albums. There we go. I will drop in a Oh, I could do this one. I haven't shared this one on Patreon yet, but you'll get the gist. This was coffee this morning. Let's do that. Okay. Bum ba dum bum bum. There we go. So if you go to Discord, maybe I can pull it up. Maybe I can do that. Yeah, exactly. Da, 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 da. Where is it? There we go. Come on. All right, here we go. Boom. Yeah, there we are. One of these. And there we go. Good times. It's fun. Hey, wave to the crowd. Oh, babe. All right. So that's the kind of madness that's been happening lately. Where's my chat? There we go. Thank you for that. Yeah, that we did that on a live stream about 3 years ago. That painting was one of my it was definitely like a flat out I just want to copy Berkey on a very specific painting. What was it called? The Visitors, I think, is the name of that painting. And yeah, I can't believe no one's bought that painting. God damn it! I've had that thing on a bunch of shows. No, no, it's fun. It's not the best, Wes. Like when you get close to it, you could tell that it was like less than 2 hour painting. But thank you. I like it too. I've I've done a few others where I've just staged some of the items I have. I'm doing the combining background, foreground, and fun things. Nothing wrong with that. I I have absolutely painted a few of my like I guess you could say you know flagship paintings that I've absolutely admired uh, in the history of artists that were learning how to paint. Painting the masters is a time honored technique, and you know I've had I had some people gave me some stinky comments. I think they were just trying to annoy me years ago about you're just painting other people's stuff. You're just whatever, you know. I'm on a mission here to learn technique, and I don't really care if that's what they think about it. But yeah, I love it, and it makes a great background if you're shooting like little models and things. But yeah, also, I'm gonna tell you something. Your average camera, I've got the iPhone 13, so I've got a few extra. They've got little widescreen like they have a bunch of stuff that I thought I would never use. But when you get down close to a model and get into something that's in scale, there's some magic that happens with this. So I'll start sharing more. I just have to I just have to do more shit. I have to do more cool shit that I'm doing. I stop blabbing about it and do it. Yeah, there's gonna be some cool shit. Anyhow, yeah. So the desk setup is working out great. Yeah. As has been telling me, just do things. Get out of get out of your box. I'm out of the box. I'm thinking out of the box. Macro mode. Exactly. Oh, I had it in like 16 by 9, right? The theater mode and just kind of getting in to some aliens. It was pretty funny. Time lapse sketchbook says musician told me the best way to learn an instrument is to copy the songs you like. You learn how to play the instrument, enjoy the song, and see how it's constructed. I agree. Time lapse. We're also fans of guitar and music around here, and even though I've never put as much time into music and playing guitar as I had with art, I agree. I've noted the parallels between learning music and learning art are extremely close for so many ways. You can apply the methodology across the board. I try to learn the bass. Oh, that's fun. I would like to try the bass again. I've never really sat and played. Wes says, as a musician, that's exactly how we do it. Copy, deconstruct, analyze. Yep, absolutely. It, and I will go a step further and say baking and cooking. There are definitely analogies there. Really, kind of any of the creative elements, especially ones that have a history. You know, that's been a joy to me. In fact, when people have asked me why don't I do or why don't I use AI for my art or for why don't you just learn it, learn the tool, use it for writing? We have a human history of thousands and thousands of years, both in writing and art. I would get more personal satisfaction out of spending my time learning to be a better skilled artist using my brain than trying to waste and really for me personally now, it is a waste of my time to screw around with any of the AI stuff. With the limited time I have left, I would rather become a better artist. That's just me. Wes says, "Oh yeah, you play bass. That's your second instrument. That's right. You just did recently. You and your crew released a song that you recorded, which is very cool. I'm thrilled. We'll need to have a space art jam at some point. Maybe at that future star party we keep talking about. At least that I keep bringing up. We'll have to gather the troops at some field in the middle of Pennsylvania where there's bears." Bears, telescopes, and guitars, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Boy, I fired up the old Battlestar Galactica show. I forgot that I had it on DVD. The 78, 79, the original Battlestar Galactica. Oh boy. That's a lot of work. You're releasing another one this week too. Did you play bass on that one again, Wes? 'Cause you played bass for them before. That was really neat. Congratulations. Very cool. Yeah, feel free to throw the link into Discord when you come up on it. Faith dropped in a recent that was a podcast recording, if I'm not mistaken, over in the share your art. In our Discord, my share your art category is broad. It can include all of the above. Yes. It's all of the things. Okay, there we go. Bum, ba-doom. I have AI occasionally for things like composition, but the actual design element is all on me. It's a tool, but it's not the end result. It is an assistant for when I get stuck. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I it's personal choice. I'm not gonna belittle anybody that decides to go into it because clearly it's the wave of the today. So yeah, just for me, I if I get stuck creatively, uh, that's a bigger problem. And in fact, that actually is getting unstuck creatively is a skill that not only can be learned, but can be improved upon. We're all doing it. I have my, yeah, yes. I've gotten stuck multiple times this year, creatively and functionally, and I'm not the best at getting unstuck, but it did. It's good. Uh, I despise generative AI and will never use it. Yeah, uh, there are definitely strong feelings on both sides. I have strong feelings about it as well. I temper my replies for the benefit of those that are finding utility and joy out of it. I do feel that it will probably be decreasing joy over time, just judging by the direction that it's going to go. And I know how tech companies work. It's going to be it's going to be painful. But yeah, I don't. Maybe AI will put me out of a job. Nah, actually, I don't have a job, so it can't put me out of a job. Yeah. Yep. That's okay. I'm not I'm not gonna disparage anyone that uses it. That's perfectly fine. Um, I'm gonna do crazy shit that no eye is ever gonna want to think of. And if you the shit that I'm gonna be doing, if some AI came up with it, you'd think the AI is broken. Okay, that's terrible. Actually, I'm pretty happy that there haven't been a lot of arguments that have broken out in any of these live streams that we've done. I'm pretty impressed about that. I'm a traditional artist. I remember that time lapse. Yeah, you are. I hate even using Photoshop unless it's to clean up a sketch to be printed off and reused as a template for a bigger thing. Yeah. Oh, I was kind of I used a lot of Photoshop, but um, yeah. Even then, I wasn't the kind of Photoshop person that would just do a lot of photo stitching to create stuff. I did that very infrequently. Most of the time, I use Photoshop the way I would use a painting tool, any other painting tool. But yeah, clean it. I've cleaned up some photos. I've gotten very good at that. I've removed people from photos, family photos, for instance. That was kind of exciting. Um, I've done some unethical things with Photoshop. I got to be honest with you, and I've actually, well, I've actually made a hell of a lot of money on Photoshop. Yeah. In my history with the Adobe products, I do know that while it got expensive and was uncomfortable for me, I have very much made a lot of money personally from Photoshop. Not gonna lie, that's one tool I use the shit out of that tool. I'm not using it anymore though. I'm using the Affinity products now for the for photo, for publishing, replacing InDesign and Illustrator. I am using their designer package for Illustrator, and then for actual digital drawing and painting, I'm using Clip Studio Pro. Which I think is a fantastic tool. It works out great with my setup. I don't have my Cintiq here with me, but I do have that at home. Jean-Marc, hello, Jean-Marc. How are you doing tonight? Welcome aboard for my impromptu live stream. Hey, I've got to contact you. I've got a painting to send to you. Jean-Marc says I use AI only one time to pay for my Hearst bill to the great. Yeah, Use it for the Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Yeah. Um, I'm probably gonna I'm gonna be considered one of those Luddites, right? And I'm not too emotional about it anymore. I'm just making my choices. Wes says I started using Photoshop at version 1. I do everything old school. I mostly avoid the automatic tools. I can always do a better job manually. Oh, same for me. The tool set that I've used in Photoshop probably it would have been considered, a new, ages ago. I there's a base functionality that I need that has been replicated by so many packages that that was one of the reasons I chose Affinity. You could buy it and own it, and they've got it they've got all the Photoshop tools are nailed, all the base tools. You started using it version 1. I think we the shop I was at, I when I first started, in Photoshop, I was in college, and, I worked for an Autodesk vendor. We were what they called a value-added reseller, so we would supply companies with, workstations, computer PC workstations, specifically set up for AutoCAD, and, but also Adobe products, which at the time you could just purchase, right? I mean, it was you bought it, you got it set up. And we were doing enough where that was going hand in hand with AutoCAD and 3D Studio. I think we got in on version 2, Wes. I think that was I missed out on version 1, and the reason I remember is because I was there at this shop when version 3 of Photoshop came out, and version 3 was the first one that we purchased that I had the books for. That was actually really cool. Yeah. I can't draw in Photoshop, it just doesn't feel right. Oh, yeah, I had, time lapse. I had to get used to the, doing a tablet kinda thing, and I've actually only recently gotten a Cintiq, so that makes it good. 87 for version 1. I it was probably 91, 92 for or 93 for version 3. So, wow, so you went way back with it. Yeah, I don't think I even I didn't really open up a computer for graphic design until about 90 or 91. So but we have so we were kind of like right in those years. Yeah, it's all fuzzy for me right now. Time lapse, I gotta tell you, it took me a long time to get comfortable drawing with any kind of software package, on a Wacom tablet or a 2D tablet. It's a compromise, right? I prefer doing a sketch, scanning it, photographing it, bringing it in, and that sort of thing. That's always my preferred bit. But I will say, and I'm very, very glad, I'm very thankful that Stephanie and the girls stepped up during the move and got me a Cintiq because that the on-screen pen display, I feel like that is part of my workflow now to the point where it is inseparable. I would not, as a professional artist that does digital work, I would not go back to not having a screen. So that made a huge difference. I always wondered for years, they're so expensive. Cintiqs and big drawing screens, they're always so expensive. Would I really use it, right? Because I was always afraid that the standard kind where you look down here, a standard non-screen tablet that is such a disconnect. I was afraid that that would carry over. It turns out no, it is a big difference. So yeah. John Mark says, I've been doing my job for more than 40 years, got stuck creatively many times, got out of it by doing something else. Laundry, cleaning, bike ride. Don't think I would let AI help me. You know, that's cool. That's really the way to get unstuck, Sean Mark. That's really the I've found that too. I need to do all of those more often. Iridium says Amiga Sculpt Animate 3D in 1986. Oh, see, we kind of parted company. I forgot. I never got the by then. I never got beyond the Commodore 64. Yeah, even though mine is tiny, but I love having a Cintiq. Oh, it makes the Cintiq makes a whole difference. I think even whether it's tiny or not, just having the screen with a pen. Yeah, that I put a lot of miles on just the straight tablet, the no screen tablet, but I've made a lot of money on those. But that's the other thing. With the Cintiq, I've actually more than doubled what we paid for it within the first year, just from projects, which is great. AI for me is like steroids. Just, just snort it straight up. There we go. Yeah. I will. There is definitely some instances of AI that I think is super cool. Last month, there was a news story on the project to that's attempting to use AI to figure out the language of dolphins, and they are making some pretty crazy progress. Like that is just that's some cool shit right there. Because once you get dolphins, you're on your way to other mammals, and I'm thinking, I want my cat. I want the app that will let me talk to cats and dogs, right? Because that would be hilarious. Unfortunately, I'd never be able to use it in my house because, sure, maybe they could put an app out that'll deal with one cat, but 20? Screw that. I'd be doomed. Anyhow. Oh, it's just me rambling on. All right. Anyhow, I want to thank every one of you. I'm going to wrap it up here. Uh, just to this was a good test, and thank you all so much for your time with me here tonight. This is really great. I will. I'll leave some updates in the Discord when I could do this again. Uh, AI for science, astronomy, medicine. Yeah, 100%. Oh, seriously. Heck, I would love an AI robot that could just do drinks for me, fold the laundry. You know, where's that technology? That is what I want to do. Why is nobody putting out like the home bot that's run by AI? Yes. You just need to train the cats to sing as a choir. I'll be combining all of the feeding time videos I've taken over the last 2 years into one giant version of Inagata Davida or something for the Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. All right, everybody. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for sticking around with me through all the chaos that has been my life. I appreciate it so much. We will be back on very soon. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I'm just gonna send us straight out. So cheers everyone. Catch you all in the Discord. Thank you. Checking out sign